loading snacks.
What's happening, everybody? Your anime admins are back for episode 3 of the Loading Snacks Anime Chat Podcast. How is everybody doing today?
What's going on? What's going on? I'm
Good,
doing good.
Hey.
Good. Outside of your water issue, Gabby, how is everything going this past week?
You know, it's been going good. I was kind of out of it second half of this week because I got the COVID and flu shot, and that knocked me out for about 3 days. So, other than that, now a water issue where there's no water in my development at all since 10 a.m. this morning while
That's
I was in the middle
ridiculous.
of a shower. Everything's going great.
Outside of those things, everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
What about yourself, Noah? How's your week been?
My week's been great. Just, same old this week. I almost finished the last mission in Boulder's Gate. Played
Awesome.
some Spark and Zero.
Okay.
And
How's the Spark and Zero going? Are you enjoying it?
oh yeah, it's fire. I've been enjoying it. I'm almost to A rank. I'm going all the way to S. And I'm enjoying the story playthroughs. I love playing the weakest characters in Dragon Ball Z games for some reason. So I'm getting nasty with Yajirobe. And then they added Pan to this one. Videl was always in the old ones, but Pan is Gohan and Videl's daughter. So
right.
I'm going to see what she's about next. And Yamcha is the GOAT of shit. So.
I was wondering when you say you like to play like terrible characters. I was like, what if you?
Yeah, I'm gonna play him last. Okay. I'm always a dog with Yamcha. Back in the day when we played Tenkaichi, we had you can't pick above Cell Saga, or you can't pick above this saga, or something like when we would verse each other. So then I would always have Yamcha. For some reason, he'd be able to go up against the Super Saiyans if you have the right combos down. Yajirobe too. So
that's awesome. My week was pretty good. This with the seasonal changes, my sinuses are kind of acting up, so it's driving me crazy right now. But me and Gage, we hit up with Transcendent Events over the weekend to do their cosplay cruise. That was pretty fun. That was a cool experience. I would recommend that. What else? The same night there was a wrestling pay-per-view. I wasn't able to sit and watch with the guys, but they were informing me through our chat group. And let's just say that was a very stressful evening, considering the way that all our predictions went. So that's a discussion for the finisher. Yeah, that's a discussion for the finisher. I did go see the My Hero movie, but I'll talk about that later into this. And I completed Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. I completed that last night. So I got that off of my list. And I can say for the very first time in my history of playing video games, that one made me cry at the end. I can actually honestly say that for the first time, it actually made me shed tears at the end of it. The end was that good, I should say. Especially if you've been following the story from anywhere from the first game to the third. If you've been following it, I believe you would have been emotional to it and just how it all just came together. And I'm looking forward to playing Infinite Wealth to see how his story specifically, what they're going to do with it now, because there's ways it can just go, but the way they ended that one, was super emotional. So I'm happy I finally finished that. But enough with our weekends. We're all good. We're here to talk some anime. So Noah, what do we need to know about?
I don't mind taking an extra second to hear about your weekend.
It's all good. That was the most of it.
I just closed my nose.
No, it's all good.
This week we got, first thing is, let's talk One Piece. Because there's a lot of One Piece news this week. And first thing is, One Piece is going on hiatus, as we know, or as probably everybody knows, for 6 months.
Has the reason come out yet?
I don't think they're going to say the reason. But I was thinking maybe it was Dragon Ball Daima to animate that, because it's about the time of Dragon Ball Daima. But Dragon Ball Daima, I saw a report today that said they already finished all the production for Dragon Ball Daima, so we won't have to worry about delays. So that's
do we think the delay has anything to do with Frankie's voice actor? Because he was sick like not too long ago. Am I correct?
Yeah. Like I said in the chat, it's possible. It's possible that's the reason, but honestly, like I said, it's possible. I was thinking that well, first of all, they upgraded the animation. So as we know, they've been weekly for a long time, but if we remember back to the days when they were consistently going and like Naruto and Bleach were seasonal and even Hunter x Hunter was out, they were kind of on the lower tier of the animation. So they've always kind of been maintaining by giving us pretty good stuff, but not going over the top. You know what I mean? And I think now with Wano was kind of mixed back and forth, and now they've completely changed and upgraded the animation a lot. And maybe that is not sustainable. Who knows? But I was talking to somebody on Twitter today, and I mean, Toei's got 1,000 employees, and your other biggest studios like Mappa's got like 500. Payrot, which is making Bleach, has like 180, 200. You know what I mean? Wit Studios got like 300. So I am confused at why they would have to take a break if they've been doing it so long.
Yeah.
But
I just hope, I just pray for everybody's health, you know, so that everything, in that sense, that everything's okay over there. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Hopefully nobody passed away.
Because like you was talking though, like you mentioned, like their voice actors, they're seniors. You know what I mean? Like they're not spring chickens anymore. Yeah. So I know we all would love to be able to hear them finish this story after so long of doing this. So once again, just prayers
nobody
everybody
wants
over there.
Any of the original voice actors to leave or anything like that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, we already have one leaving, so.
So that's that. But in the meantime, we're getting the Fishman arc remastered from 56 episodes to 21 episodes. What do y'all think?
I thought this one was an interesting choice to redo, but I guess it's the first one after the time skip.
I see where they started because they're starting from 70, so they got to start with that. And from those clips and the pictures that we did get, I like the way they're doing it. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna do. But
Gabby, let's be honest, you're gonna be interested regardless.
Okay, well, yeah, that has nothing to do with it.
She's gonna be interested if they redid
the
Thriller Bark.
I'm always interested in everything, but I'm interested to see what they're going to cut down. Obviously, there are parts that they can leave out, and One Piece is notoriously known for dragging shit out for 1,000 episodes. That's what we do here. But you know, they're obviously going to cut down some stuff. But I want to see what they're going to cut because it's obviously they're going to have to cut more than just the extended fight scenes.
Yeah.
100%. Going from 58, 56 to 21. There's definitely might be some side stories or side additions or panels that people love that are probably going to be cut out.
I wish they did Skypiea or
maybe people would watch it.
Yeah, I wish they did Skypiea or Whole Cake Island, because Whole Cake Island was too damn long, and Wano was too damn long, but it's too soon. And
was too damn long.
Skypiea was pretty long too, but I just love that arc. But
I can do Skypiea because Fisherman Island is not one of my favorite arcs. It pretty much exactly
one of
what
the
I
worst
expected.
Arcs.
Yeah,
I can see why they're doing Fishman because it's the beginning one for the time skip, and I think that's what they want to focus on. But they probably would have benefited from doing something more like Skypiea, just because one, it's like where a lot of the lore starts. Honestly, initially, where you start to see it, and honestly, they should know by now. It's one that unfortunately a lot of people think they can just skip.
Yeah.
So I think going back up would bring more interest.
Agree.
Yeah, it could just also be like a time thing too. Like they needed to take a 6-month break, so they're like, if we condense this anime, because Toei's formula has been to continue airing for 20 years, so it's not even in their budget to just stop. Like that's not in the budget for any company that's been producing that long. That would be like if, I don't know, Heinz stopped releasing ketchup for a year. They can't just do that. You know what I'm saying? They've got like a want and what's the word I'm looking for? Supply and demand. But anyways, aside from that, One Piece Fan Letters airs in Japan October 20th. I think it also airs here shortly after, if not also October 20th, which is the side story that basically adapts different Straw Hats and I think other characters as well, like from different perspectives, the story from different perspectives. It's going to involve Frankie, Nami, Luffy, Zoro, and I'm not sure if it's going to be one episode or a series. I think it's going to be one episode.
Okay, it's probably like one like hour-long episode or something like that.
I'm not sure. I have to look more into that, but
I feel like if
I've been hearing
half
about it for a
people have done
while.
it
Mhm.
I've been hearing about it for longer than a while, but or for a little while, but I just know that okay, more One Piece content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seems like Toei is milking the fuck out of One Piece right now, and it seems like
They've
they're
always done
fully.
that, but
It seems
now
like
it's insane.
to this level, nah. They have
Well,
not
no,
always
yeah, but
done
I mean, they've
this.
always done that to an extent, but they've never done it in like this kind of way, where now there's
We
like
had a
7
Zorro
different
spinoff. We're getting a Wit remake coming to Netflix. We're getting this. We're
Live
getting
action,
a
season 2.
remake, a remaster of the old series when it's usually recap. We're getting a new animation upgrade and a live action. Nah, they have decided, okay, as Dragon Ball Z phases out, we're going to push One
And
Piece and let people
they've
hang on
learned.
to that for the next
They
10,
learned through the
15 years.
pandemic. A lot of people finally sat down and watched One Piece, and now all these more people have come into the fold and are championing it. So
Yep.
that has grown so much. Okay, let's give it the budget it deserves.
Yep.
You know, yeah,
Which was right on time.
absolutely.
I honestly think that it may not be sustainable. This is just an educated guess or uneducated guess, maybe. But I think it may not be sustainable for what they're doing. So, which once again doesn't make sense to me because they have so many employees. Like, what are the rest of them doing? And somebody else on Twitter was like, oh, they're working on Sailor Moon and Digimon and stuff. I'm like, bro, regardless, you got studios out here like Cloverworks dropping 2 animes every season. And people are like, One Piece is weekly. It's amazing. I'm like, Cloverworks done drop Elusive Samurai, Spy Family, what's the fighting one? Windbreakers.
Yeah.
They don't drop all of them back to back to back to back, sometimes 2 in a row. So I'm like, what's the rest of the employees doing? I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm thinking maybe is part of it.
Good point.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Interesting.
Some people are thinking it may come back seasonally. I
don't think so.
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking that.
If that's the case,
I definitely could see that. I'm not.
If that's the case, there's no point of doing the Fisherman Island arc. They can just have a break right now just to prepare us for it to go seasonal.
Well, like I said, it's not in their budget to do a break. They can't do no break. They never do a break. Even when they do breaks, they do recap episodes. That's always what they've done.
Yeah, One Piece stays.
They don't do no break.
They do recap episodes, or they do random filler episodes, like when we had Superman Chopper, or like Luffy Taro things, and like all the recap episodes.
And if they're not doing that, back in the day, they were airing Dragon Ball Z for like 5 years. They aired 200 episodes of Dragon Quest. They had a lot of stuff they were airing before. Now it's just One Piece. So that's why I'm like, I'm wondering, are they going to come back seasonally and going to try and make this, you know what I mean, truly the top? Who knows? A lot of people are wondering, but we'll see.
Okay.
Maybe they're filming all the rest of the One Piece stuff for eternity, so they can all be done. Because, like we said earlier, they're all very old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyways, next is Windbreaker got scheduled for season 2.
Awesome.
So that's gonna be cool. Windbreakers was dope. The end of it
got
a little slow to me, but
the
first like 8 episodes were super fire. But the ending was a little slow for me. So
still good.
That is looking forward to season 2 for that. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah.
I liked it more than Tokyo Revengers.
For sure.
My Hero movie was released worldwide. Released in the West, actually. And I think it got released in like August in Japan. Lo, you saw it. Did you like it?
Well, since we're bringing it up now, I'm just going to talk about it now while you're doing the news. Here's my thing with the movie. Yes, I enjoyed it. Absolutely. But if you've seen My Hero Academia, or if you've seen a My Hero Academia movie, you have seen this before. It follows their tried and true format. There's a person that needs help, and there's some other character that wants to help that person, but they're not tough enough. Deku gets involved. He wants to help them. Class 1A gets involved. They're the main ones doing it. You know what I'm saying? It follows the same tried and true formula all the way through. Action was dope. Spoiler alert, because I just do need to say this. One thing they're very good at with the My Hero movies, they're in boss fights. They throw the whole budget at that thing. And no different here. But the ass whooping that Deku gave Dark Might is one of the worst ass whoopings I've ever seen in anime. Period. Without a doubt, the worst one in My Hero, clearly. When I say he beat his ass with the entire Eastern Seaboard, it was ridiculous. He was hitting it with St. Louis, New Hampshire, Texas. He was just running down the line.
I heard on Twitter he said he hit him with every state in the
U.S.
He
did. It was so
no
bad.
one's left out.
When it was done, I was sitting there like, awesome, but that's the end. Like, damn. He does get a phase 2, but he gets his ass whooped bad by all 3 of them: Bakugo, Todoroki, and Deku. They just throw the budget at them, like, all 3 of y'all just dog walk him, and they just do it. It was one of the worst ass whoopers I have seen in anime. It was entertaining, but gosh, I do have some issues with some of the side characters, like some storyline stuff that could be fleshed out. Same thing with the villains. Like, there's one character, I can't even tell you what his quirk was. I don't think they ever mentioned it. He got his ass whooped so fast by them. Like, they just, honestly, the villains in this did not stand a chance against Class 1A whatsoever.
They weren't good developed villains.
Once they figured out, they were cool looking.
All right, don't say no more because I'm going to go see it.
Don't say You'll see what I'm talking about.
I haven't seen it either, so I still
just, yeah. But
okay,
go see it for yourself. But,
no, I mean, if you can keep telling us how you feel about it, but don't tell me no more story.
No. There is an after credit scene that ties into the show. I told Gabby what it was, so I won't spoil it for anybody here if they want to see it for themselves. There's an after credit scene at the very end of the credits, not like mid credits or nothing like that. So there is something there. It's not really anything I feel like you need to stay for, but it is tied to the show. So
okay,
yeah. But back to you, Noah, with news.
That's dope. Well, yeah, that released in the West, and it seems like they put some bread into it because it's been out. It's going to be airing for a little while. It looks like it's airing for. I see tickets all the way through the month, so. Go check out My Hero You're Next and see what you like. Honestly, they could have done with all the stuff they have. They could have done, especially this season, because Shigaraki goes crazy with his finger ability this season. So there's a lot of CG. So they could have taken their time and done like a 12 episoder like Spy Family did, and then gave us the second half in a movie. And it would have been amazing to see in the theaters because when Bones locks in, they lock in.
Oh yeah, yeah, they did.
That's really cool. Next, we got some controversy around Slideshow Lock Season 2.
What?
It's become an absolute meme everywhere because Blue Lock, nobody's really said it, right? Everyone knows this shit, but the story has just overpowered the bad quality animation so much that it's like, nobody has really just said we said it while we were watching, but it hasn't really been a thing that it's like, yo, this really high selling series is absolutely ugly to watch. If you're being honest, it's pretty ugly. Like they got some great stills, the character art is good, but there's not a single movement I can remember from the series, like just a foot swinging, god dang it, or a arm moving, nothing, just stills on still. So anyways, people are now a little upset. I've watched episode 1. I enjoyed it. I saw.
Yeah. But I think you're dead on with it. No, I think the story is that good that you just kind of just tune everything else out and don't care. You're just looking forward to see what's going to happen next because you're so enthralled. But yes, when you come out of it, I think anybody listening, if you come out of that adrenaline you're getting from watching it and go watch the episode again and just pay attention to the animation. It shines way more brightly then.
Slideshow Lock is a great name for it, actually.
It is.
Because you just see the cool anime still of them going,
yeah.
And then their eyes are colored, and then their inner monologue. And it's like you're on that screen for 5 minutes, and I'm like, what am I doing here?
Yeah. It's
but you don't notice that in the moment.
Exactly.
Yes.
Which is strange because this was literally the #1 selling series a manga last year. Number 1 above Jujutsu Kaisen.
It's a great story. Like
above,
I'm enjoying that.
Honestly, I don't get it yet. I haven't read past what we've seen, but I don't think it's better than like the hype around. I'm not even a JJK fan, but JJK's hype was insane. So for it to beat JJK is crazy to me. Also, you know what I mean? It beat what else was huge last year? Oshinoko and One Piece and like Kingdom and all these other crazy big stories. And it got first place. So not only was it top selling, then it had a movie that came out. It's produced by Bandai, I believe. They have enough money, and the series is super popular now. They have enough money to up the budget. From what I've read online,
characters that have gotten them this far, to be completely honest. They have really good all-around characters and a lot of them. So I think
Yeah.
that gives popularity for a bunch of different people. And not gonna lie, the shippers get a hold of things. So that helps and boost it a lot.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's great. I just think that from what I've read online, a lot of times these things fall down to the director. And if the director's on a project, you know what I mean, they're the director. So how they're deciding to do it is how they decide to do it. And if they have a director who may not be good with movement animation, then unfortunately we're stuck with them unless
Right.
they're going to fire him. They've been successful with him. Are they going to fire him?
Nah.
Maybe not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So unfortunately we got to suffer for it. But
the
yeah,
next time the movie comes around, let's think a little different here, people. Like let's.
Oh, if there's another movie, I'm not paying
Yeah.
for that. You're not getting me twice. No way.
Let's
No
do
way.
something with the budget here, please.
Yeah. Do y'all think animation really matters in the anime for it to be good?
No. It depends on the story. What's it about?
I like to think so.
I
But
think
there
so.
are some examples
I think so.
that can see it doesn't. It should.
There's almost
And it
no
does.
popular. There's almost no, not popular, but there's almost no favorite anime without like supreme animation. I also think that it's just part of it. Like it's kind of like
It
asking, does food have to taste good? Like, yes. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like,
does.
no, it
Yeah.
doesn't. You can
No.
find food that's not good enough, but it has to taste
Has
good.
to,
Like,
has to
that's what
look
we're
at
going
least
for.
presentable. At least look presentable
Yeah.
when I see it. Yeah.
It
It'll
don't
all
even
just
gotta
be a
look presentable.
personal
It gotta
preference.
taste presentable. It could be
That
salty,
too.
but if it tastes good, I'm good, right? Because
Yeah.
that's the essence, is the taste. So that's why I
Yeah.
feel like animation matters. I feel like
Oh,
it
does.
doesn't matter 100%, but I feel like a whole packaged anime has great animation.
Yep. I would agree.
Yeah. Anyways, only a couple more things. Kagurabachi, which is a super popular new series, got approved for a anime from Shueisha, which
Okay.
is the largest publisher in Japan, for those that
Yeah.
don't know, for manga.
Nice.
And it doesn't mean that they got picked up yet, but it means that they've been approved and a bunch of places are going to start like reaching for them. We know that Wit Studio has apparently not reached for them, which I'm upset about because that's my favorite studio. But apparently Mappa has reached for them and they're probably going to get them, I guess, which would be great because this series is tough. I've only read 2 chapters, but
Okay.
it's super tough. It's got like 18 chapters right now, just
Okay.
about a
Okay.
sword
Oh, so
fighter
brand new.
ex-assassin. Fairly
Okay.
new, but fairly popular. Really popular. Had a lot of meme history around it that I'll explain later.
Okay.
But
Okay.
this one's great. And then Jump Fest was scheduled for December 22nd. Yeah.
All right. So
So
we got
we'll get a
Jump
lot
Fest
of announcements.
December 22nd. Looking forward to that. Seeing what we got coming down the
That was just
pipeline.
announced recently. And that's all the news we got this week.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Some weeks gonna be more heavier than other when it comes to news, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. It's what
Yep.
we do. So
Ebb and flow.
now that we've gotten to the news, let's talk Thriller Park. Because last week with Rainbow, we watched episodes 4 through 6. Where are we sitting at right now for Rainbow, Gabby? How are you feeling with these 3 episodes?
I'm feeling really good. We got a lot more character development from a lot of the guys. We got some good backstory from Bro, especially with all of them. I think we came back into this episode with the fire still happening, him going in to rescue them, and then is it unknown?
I was trying to think of his name myself.
The guy with the glasses, like something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forget.
I'm gonna look it
Yeah,
up while you're talking.
it's like unknown or something.
Yeah.
But it's not that. He found finding the key, going in there, rescuing. Bro was injured. They're all injured, smoke inhalation, all that stuff. Again, I want to see where we're going because Bro's not going to stay forever because Bro was on his way out, technically.
Yep.
And while I was really happy with the development for characters in these 3 episodes, I still don't know where we're going with this reformatory correctional facility type thing. Are we going to go see people from different blocks? Are we going to go get a new guard? We technically got a new guard because Ishikawa isn't the main one anymore, but he's still there, we saw. So I'm still a bit confused on where the story is going with these characters and what The
They're
plot
trying to
is
just
evil.
make you sad because this writer's an edgelord. That's what I discovered last week. This
He is
writer is
very much an
definitely
edge
an
lord. That's for
edgelord,
but
and he's super dramatic. I can tell.
Yeah.
it's still very good, but still slightly confused with the anime. Overall, I would still recommend it to people for watching. So far, 6 episodes in.
I'm with you, Gabby. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a great time with it. Still trying to figure out, outside of them getting out of jail, like what's the where we headed. Kind of, it seems like just trying to
Yeah.
survive their day to day kind of lives and try not to get their ass beat by this prison guard and not get raped by the doctor in there. Like they're just trying to survive day to day just to get through that. Uh, I am wondering if Bro is going to survive. I don't think he is. 'Cause I think when we left off, he only has like what a couple days left before he quote unquote gets out.
Yeah,
Yep.
because when we left him, he was like on top of everything now.
Yeah,
So
and
like
yeah,
there
he
was
was,
nothing else really beat him.
and
So
the one with the little patches turtle or whatever gave him gave him that rice ball.
mhm.
Yeah.
Snuck in and gave it to him to give because they weren't feeding him. So, and I'm glad to see, even though they were used, but see inmates kind of get other inmates get involved with them, even though they were a bunch of assholes and
Yeah.
being forced to do it. So I was glad to see them interact with some other people besides just the prison guard.
Mhm.
But yeah, I will continue to look forward to this, and still at this point, I would recommend it. But yeah, no, as Lord, yeah, I'm kind of with you there. He likes to keep you on your toes. You never know what's
Was
going to
that
happen
too?
coming
But
the next
also, I
scene.
thought I thought Bro and a couple of the other characters would have like more to them, but like what you see is what you get kind of deal, which is cool. I mean, they have some
Yeah.
backstories, but it doesn't really open up their character anymore, so they just seem like edgy, which
I
is
am looking forward to getting
fine.
into more of their
But
backstories too.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, I like it.
yeah, pretty good one. This week we'll be doing episodes 7 through 9 this week. So y'all know where to find us. Thursdays 9:30 in the Discord to watch that and see where they're taking us this week. Hopefully we get to the end of this bro arc and see how it kind of turns out. But I don't think that's gonna happen until like the 13th episode, probably the first
No.
half of it. I think
Oh
that's
yeah, I
where the
forgot
bro
this one
stuff
was
will.
24.
Yeah, I
I
think
know,
that's where
right? I keep
the
forgetting.
bro stuff will come to an end then, and they'll move
Yeah.
on to whatever's next. So we'll
Yeah.
find out about that this week when we get into that. So Gabby,
Yes.
you have a topic for us this week. What is that topic?
Okay. So the topic I have for this week, we kind of touched on a little bit in our just overall discussions about introducing anime, what we like, what we don't like. And it's something that I think the community can be really divided on depending on the topic. It is live action anime movies. What are your feelings on live action anime movies in general? A lot, again, like I said, community can be very divided on this. I know, especially growing up myself, I never liked them. I thought, honestly, they could never do it right. But maybe that's because my first one was the live action Death Note. And we all know that was absolute
Okay,
trash.
I never saw
you're
it.
not talking about the Netflix one. You're talking about the
No, like this is one that I watched back when I was, I think, in middle school that my dad had got me
okay.
on DVD for the first time. It was by Japanese actors. Um, So I think it was from well, I mean, it was from Japan. So it was
Mhm.
just Japanese actors made, and he had just got it from like a comic show or something. But I don't know. I don't believe it's not the like one on Netflix or anything made recently. It was a
Okay.
lot. It was a while ago,
Okay.
a
So it was the
long time
original
ago.
Asian one. Okay.
Yeah, the original Asian one, absolutely terrible. Granted, I haven't seen this one. I don't know if I would say it's any better. But
Right.
what are your opinions on live action based anime movies?
As far as
Anyone can
me,
start.
as far as me, uh, I like to see the attempt because I would love to see anime live action shows and movies reach the status like Marvel has done, where it took years to get comic book movies right, and Marvel had Kevin Feige and the right people in place just all around to make these things go off without a hitch, and they've been great. It's a little bit difficult with anime because it's not like it's not like it's just Shonen Jump and everything goes into them putting out a bunch of stuff. It's different companies and different people where everybody different hands in the pot. So it's hard to kind of everybody get on one accord. But I like the attempt seen to try at least to get it right. I I try to watch them more now than usual because they have a track record of just being bad. They just unfortunately really do. Did watch the Kingdom one with Noah a couple months ago, the first movie of that, which was really good. So things are definitely heading in the right direction. I've heard the Kenshin movies are really good. I haven't watched them yet only because I told myself I'm not watching them until I see the final arc of Kenshin get animated, and I never thought that was going to happen, but it seems like it's finally happening because it's being animated and loving it right now. So I'll finally watch those once the anime is finished and I get to see how it ends there first, just for my own preference, and then I'll go back and watch the movies. Um, One Piece was a beautiful anomaly. I'm glad that went off without a hitch. So that's one of the reasons why I am looking forward to watching the Oshinoko live action, just to see how well it's done and if they get it right, things of that nature, so we can keep pushing that needle in a positive direction, even though it is a big uphill battle to climb. But I watched another one? I watched another one like I think a year or so ago. Tokyo Revengers. I watched both movies they had.
They have live action?
Yes, they do.
I did not know
Every
that.
anime has a live action, like
Yeah.
literally every single one. It's just do they
Fair.
get here or Netflix or anything? But in Japan, they make every single one a live action.
Yeah. Watched
Usually,
that.
like within a year of it airing.
Wasn't happy about it. Like
Probably besides the fantasies.
just certain things just were not hitting for me at all in the movie. Mikey's kick was garbage. It was just so many other things that were just so terrible about it. Like I tried. Like, nah, y'all missed the mark on it to me. But like I said, I like to see them try at least, so that one day we can get it right and move forward from there. So that's just my personal opinion on live action animes.
Okay.
I think that it's kind of like how I feel about dub. Like some of the stuff that's cool about anime is because it's animated. So like sometimes it just is hard to translate because then you got to translate a feeling that was easy to show when someone drew it. Like Sanji doing a kick and his knee bending, hyperextending or something like that. You know what I mean? You can't show that in real life, but in the anime, you're not even thinking about it. It's just, oh, that was a cool kick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you got to translate that to reality, which is really difficult and has proved really difficult. I think I enjoyed One Piece. I still don't think they fully hit the mark, but like they did better than almost anything else. And that's because they dumped millions of dollars into it. So at the end of the day,
And
we see that if you dump millions of dollars into it, then
and they kept the
we can
creator
have
close
some.
by. They kept Oda close by
too.
too, which helped. Yeah.
That too, for sure. But if you dump millions of dollars into it, at the end of the day, we're going to get something that's acceptable, you know? And we've seen that because that's the only production like that besides Kingdom. So I saw Kingdom as well, like Sim was saying, and that one was great.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's my favorite series, but genuinely, I'm really biased against or non-biased or try to be against my favorite series. And that one was genuinely the best live action I've
that was
seen.
a really great live action film.
I'd have watched it even if it had nothing to do with my series. Like that was really good. I heard
a lot of
Kenshin one is
positive
good.
things about it. So
Mm-hmm.
it was highly recommended even from people that don't like live actions.
Yeah. And it was like it did well in the Japanese box office, all types of stuff. It's on Netflix. So I heard good stuff about the Kenshin one. I plan on watching it soon because Kenshin's one of my favorites. But other than that, I honestly think that most of them, the poopy ones they do over in Japan, a lot is just them continuing to milk the product for all it's worth. So a lot of times I'm like, is it necessary? I mean, is it bad? It gives actors jobs, so that's a good thing.
True.
True. Other than that, I'm like, because I want to say just don't do it if you're not going to do it right. But when you think about the good stuff it does, it's like, yeah, a lot of we've seen from Oshinoko, struggling actors are always looking for a job. So if they're, you know what I mean, in that field and these new animes are popping up with new live actions and gets some more work, that's dope.
True.
But other than that, you will never find me like, yo, this new live action dropped. And if something dropped, even if it's my favorite series, I'm going to be questionable.
Oh, always on edge when a live action anime drops. I'm always
Yeah.
on edge. Yeah.
Even if
If
it's
you
my
touch
favorite
my
series.
favorite series, I'm gonna be the most questionable if you're touching my favorite series. Like I was so very questionable with the One Piece live action. I was like, don't trust the
We all
soul.
were.
Mm-hmm.
We all were.
Because One Piece is even harder than normal because their abilities are just so out of whack as to where like
Yeah.
something like Dragon Ball Z or Naruto, they don't really like morph their body too much. In One Piece, you got like long neck
Yeah.
tribes and like
And I think that's the problem that they're going to run
You
into.
got like the triple joint guys and everything.
Yeah, the further
there's
they get
no
down the
way
line in One
Frankie's
Piece,
gonna look good. There's
that's
no way.
These body styles.
That's
are
the problem they're
just
going to run
out
into.
of-
Yeah,
In a few years
there's
later down the
no
line,
way Frankie and Brooke are gonna look good. There's no way. There's
I mean,
no way.
Chopper's going to be
Chopper.
our test run. It's going to be our test run.
Chopper's gonna be CG, but if you make
Yeah.
3 CG characters, sure. I'm talking about real live characters. You can make something CG look good, but I'm not even saying. I'm saying there's no way they're gonna make a character that's gonna.
Frankie is going to look crazy.
That fits. It's not gonna work. There's no way.
Brooke, I can see them pulling off Brooke, but Frankie's going to be crazy.
All of these people.
Yes,
we gotta get past god dang the red line before we get to Big Mom.
Look,
I'm imagining all of Big Mom's family.
By the time we get to Big Mom, they better have everything in order because we're just all over the place at that point as far as character design.
All I know is they better
wait
have
till we get to Water 7. We're gonna have the giraffe and the leopard man.
Like it's gonna be stuff like that.
A CGI square giraffe.
The big
like
round dude with the zipper mouth.
Pirate who had the diamond, like little stuff like that. It's gonna be hard to show. Like as to where like some action series is just like costumes. That's pretty much it. A lot of their powers encompass their body. But that being said, yeah, like I said, if they're good, they're good. But usually I find out first before I watch them. I don't find out for myself.
Yeah.
I've been disappointed one too many times.
I would have to be more of agree with Noah's mindset. I typically don't watch live actions unless it is a favorite series. And if I see it, I'm just like, okay. Next.
They're kind of doing, I don't even want to say, like, I can't even say we're close enough to the point of where it's like, oh, they might be getting close. Because right now, what I've understood is that they figured out some new stuff in animation, right? To where all these studios have figured it out. And for a little while, it was just a few. But now there's like all these studios that are able to, if they lock in, drop some high quality stuff. So I'm like, there's kind of like a new like understanding of the animation technology. So I'm like, I can't even say that because all we've gotten is just pretty good One Piece. And let's be real, a lot of us like it because we like One Piece. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't like One Piece, would we like it the same? And that's how I tried to look at it. And that's why I'm like, I can't even say we've almost figured it out yet.
No, I don't think we've almost figured it out yet.
I don't think so.
I think there's one-offs, like we said, like a Kingdom who figured it out. You know what I'm saying? Like suppose like a Kenshin who figured it out. It's very few in between ones that have figured it out. Everybody else is still struggling to figure it out.
But the ones they put the money into, Dragon Ball Z, now we got a Naruto one coming, which I just wish it wasn't coming, but we'll see what happens. The One Piece, why don't they put money into like for instance a Kenshin one, like the Death Note one? Those are good stories. Like you can simple. You know what I'm saying? Like even Inuyasha doesn't have too much craziness. Yu Yu Hakusho, well the outfits would get a little crazy on Yu Yu Hakusho.
Inuyasha could be done pretty well. It's a nice period type piece.
Yeah,
that would be good. They've done similar stuff like that before. I know this what I wanted to bring up that I know a lot of people actually did like was when the Ghost in a Shell got the live action and went to movies.
The one with Scarlett Johansson?
I think it's the one with Scarlett Johansson. Is there a different one?
It did get a really popular live action. I've never seen it, but that was like
I've never seen it.
Live action.
I remember going to see Ghost in a Shell in theaters, and I really enjoyed it. And my dad went. I think my dad went with me to see it too.
See, that's another one. Like Erased, Ghost in a Shell, Erased, the one we watched with that poopy ending.
Yeah.
Is that Erased? That one could be one. Any serial killer one could be one.
Yeah.
There are plenty of anime series that should be easy to do in live action. That doesn't require a whole bunch of CG and special effects. It's just
they're like the ones we're gonna try need Avengers budget, and we're gonna do it with I don't know, not Avengers budget.
Like maybe an
SpongeBob budget. Right.
There's one I still really want to watch bad that was supposed to be good. I think it was like the Gotcha Man one from like 2017.
I do have some on my list. That's yours?
That is
Gotcha,
one
man.
anime one that I do want to see because it was supposedly like really good at the time when it came out. I have it. I just never actually sit down and hit play. So,
Okay. I got 3 on my list. Well, like 5 because the other 3 now Kingdom movies because the 4th one just released. But
mhm.
I don't
I
have
got
any on my list.
the reason I'm rereading Yu Yu Hakusho right now is because the live action came out and I heard it was decent. And once again,
Okay.
this
Forgot
one
that
got
came
me
out,
because
yeah.
Yu Yu is my Yu Yu, Kenshin,
You
Naruto. Those are right next to each other. So
Mhm.
I heard that one. Then Kenshin, I was gonna do again
That's
because
one
of
of
the
mine.
remake. And after
Mhm.
I did that, I was gonna do that. So that one. And then the Golden Kamuy one that came out recently, I wanted to do that one too.
So I know that's one
Because
of your
once
joints,
again, that's
yeah.
one of my favorites. So
Kenshin has
just
multiple
gonna
live
check them out.
actions, doesn't it?
Kenshin has
Kenshin,
3
I think
movies,
so, yeah.
and I think they're
Because they've
one.
had
I think they're one for each
one
arc out of the
originally.
3 arcs. I think that's what they are.
Okay, I've seen one of them, and I did enjoy the first, whichever one of the first, I guess, 2 that I saw. I can't remember when,
Mm-hmm.
which one of them it was, but I do remember that being fairly good.
Okay, I
Again,
heard it
because
was.
Yeah,
it's
I've heard
easy
nothing
to
but good things about
adapt.
it. Yes.
Yeah,
Period piece, like you said, Gabby. Samurai's simple. You don't gotta go too crazy with it.
we
Just
do
give us some
period
good fight
pieces all
scenes
the
and some good
time.
actors.
Yeah, and if there are demons and stuff, it would be easy to get those animated. I do one thing I do find that actually now thinking about it back to what you were saying, Noah, where it's hard to make things happen that happen in the animation style. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of live action movies, just in general, even if they're not anime, I find, or like Disney makes the live action movies, they're all like dark. Why are all these live action movies like dark? There's no bright colors, there's nothing, everything is like all super shadowed and like not saturated. Like, where are the colors that are happening in these shows? Like even Kenshin, yeah, it's darker, but like why is it always dark everywhere? Like, where are the
Mm-hmm.
colors that I can see? That's one thing that I love about anime is that it's bright and it's
Mhm.
colorful and you can see the contrast. Like One Piece live action, it was very dark. They did do a better than most, I think, because they had those scenes in the daytime, and I know that's the difference of day and night. But even
Mhm.
in the daytime scenes in a lot of movies, I feel like it's just like the colors are bad.
I think it's something maybe if you go too brightly colored, it may come off as cheesy and corny when you're doing a live action one. If it's not like a Wizard of
Yeah,
Oz or something like
but
that,
I
if you
feel
go
like they
too
still
bright,
do it too dark, even then. Like they just don't. I don't know what
and I
I'm
think it
trying to
depends on
say.
the
It's kind
anime
of
too
hard.
that they're adapting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about
I
One
haven't
Piece
seen
right
enough
now.
of them to say honestly.
Well, just using One Piece as an example. Actually, no, they
Mm-hmm.
did fairly good with One Piece.
Yeah, I'm sitting
It
here
could
thinking
also
about it
be
like,
that when you're watching anime too, it's like lit up because it's like, you know what I mean? It's an animation, so it's
mhm,
definitely got brighter colors
That's
than
true.
like a bright color coming through a
yeah,
camera. But
yeah.
I don't know.
Mm,
I think it's
that
hard
is
to
fair.
translate that color palette to a live action thing. I think that's just
Yeah,
is a difficult way to do without making it seem cheesy and corny. You
that's
got to
fair.
keep it kind of built in some realism. Well, it is a live action,
Hmm.
so I guess what they're aiming for. Yeah.
I
That's
can
true.
see that.
Hadn't thought of it that
And
way.
yeah. I just think, like I said, I just think a lot of the stuff about anime is cool because it's animated, and some of that stuff just doesn't work.
And all the different artistic
And
styles you get and everything that helps
yeah,
bring those shows to life so much better.
Hmm.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
especially
tall
like the
order.
corniness. Sorry,
No, you good.
Yes.
Good.
especially like the corniness of a character. Like seeing a 19-year-old act like a 13-year-old is not funny in real life. Like in anime, it's funny as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seeing Goku, a whole grown ass man, not give a crap about his wife and his
Never
kids,
has
and
never kissed his wife
always
before. Like,
joking
ew, that's
around and
gross.
stuff like
Goku,
that.
shut up.
Yeah,
Goku,
yeah.
shut up, please.
So I don't even know how they had a baby. Boma probably helped them.
I don't know either.
Boma did some magic while they were
Look,
asleep.
and had two. Had 2 kids.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. That's a
Yeah.
mystery we'll never
Nah,
solve.
they figured it out. They figured it
So,
out.
Did
Vegeta and Bulma
they?
talked him through it.
You're
Oh
right.
gosh, that's even worse.
I need to hear that story. That's the
My
story that
man
needs to be
Goku.
told.
Goku's an alpha. He figured it out.
Uh, but did that answer the questions that you had, Gabby?
Yes, it did. Good
Awesome.
topic discussion.
Awesome. Okay. Before we get out of here, we gotta talk weeklies. I know new stuff has come out since the last time we talked. So, did anybody watch something they haven't seen before? I know me and Noah. I know all three of us watched ReZero. So yes, we can absolutely talk about that because that was one hell of a second episode. Do y'all agree?
It's good.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
they haven't missed.
so
Yeah.
good. We
first
saw my
episode was
Reinhardt in
amazing.
action again.
One thing we learned that's interesting is that we was so ready and we're all like, yo, just call Reinhardt. Reinhardt showed up and messed up. Y'all
Yeah.
saw his face?
Yeah.
Like when he messed up, and it's
And just
like,
heads up,
when he showed up.
just a heads up on everybody, we're full spoilering just here, just so you know if you don't want things spoiled.
Oh yeah,
we're talking
for
about
weekly
it.
animes, yeah.
Like-
Just we're spoiling. So just from here on out, just know we're talking about it. So
Just in general, what I see most people do, sidebar, is like they'll like not give maybe like a key feature of like something for like the season, or like if we're talking about, but if we're talking about like AOT, that's still fresh. We don't have to spoil AOT. But
Yeah.
like something
well-
like Code Geass, nah, Lelouch killed them motherfuckers. Y'all gonna figure it out. Y'all gonna figure it out.
Right.
So, but anyways,
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, that was interesting because he showed up and there was a lot of memes where it was like he showed up and his face was like Gojo's denied win face, and then his face was like Gojo after like the event happened that everyone got spoiled about that we know, and Gojo's face afterwards. And it was just interesting because we kind of found out, even Beatrice said it, that Reinhardt's kind of like a hammer, and this situation is gonna need a scalpel. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term. And the scalpel may be
I actually
Julius.
liked her
It
saying
may be
that
Julius.
because he is one person we know of how much of a beast that Reinhardt is, and we've been waiting for him. So to have him show up episode 2 and go to work and then not necessarily work, I like that. So
She said
Like,
Reinhardt is a
Reinhardt
very
dropped.
yes. She said he's the very definition of different.
He's so different that literally no one else can use their powers around them. That was surprising to hear.
yeah. Another thing that was shocking me, the way they got back into Subaru's deaths. They didn't pull no punches whatsoever.
Oh my god, no. Not
His
at
first one
all.
being hung like that was just treacherous. Like, oh, okay. This is what we're
So,
doing.
y'all-
Okay. We're back into the season.
My heart sunk
yeah.
when I thought of a theory
Mm.
while we were watching last week, and or not while I'm sorry, not while we were watching, while I was rewatching this week at work.
Mhm.
And Beltageese basically turned into the witch factor and was really close to Emilia and all of them during that process.
Yeah.
And then we know the loop that we came back, Fortuna stayed and died.
Yes.
Is that witch factor Fortuna? She even has the ears and the white hair.
I think so.
When I was watching,
Oh,
I literally pulled up my phone.
I was
and
thinking they're
started
watching it.
messaging, and I was like, I'm gonna save it for the podcast. I literally did that.
When we were watching the episode, that was the very first thing that popped in my mind was like,
I didn't know.
I think this is Fortuna. I think this
She
is
has
Fortuna.
elf ears and she
Yeah.
has white hair. And then I don't remember how she addressed. I can't remember, but something she said to Amelia gave it off. And then I was like, wait a minute, huh? And then I looked at, I was like, yo, she's
Yeah.
like, I was like, oh,
Yeah, it was.
tell me.
I can't remember what she said either, but
Great.
yeah, that same point is when my antenna started going off. Like, hold up, I think this is Fortuna. I really do right now.
Oh
So I-
shit! She's lie.
Look at Gabby.
Oh no!
I'm like, this is gonna be straight cry porn.
Oh yes.
Because I'm looking at that and I'm like, that's
You're gonna rewatch that
what
episode now, aren't you,
Beltageuse
Gabby?
does.
Mhm.
But
Oh no! And then she's talking about you killed my husband.
Yep. Yep.
yup.
ReZero is back, everybody. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. And now I'm here with y'all confused and hopeful.
But
oh,
I know you're
I've
enjoying
been
this, aren't you, Noah?
broken.
I know you're enjoying this,
yes.
Noah.
The writer, every time he confuses me, I'm just like, this man's a god, bro. He just be writing so well, and he'll have you
My
flip
brain is
flopping the whole
broken.
time. I was like, I know Gabby's not gonna like this one. But yeah, I thought I was like, I was gonna type it. And I was like, y'all, what if? And I was like, oh no, let me save it for the podcast.
No, pause. Hold on.
Yeah, but that was a very awesome second
enjoyed
episode,
it.
and I cannot wait till Wednesday when we go to episode 3.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
I know we also watched Rom the One Half, the first episode, the remake. Noah, what were your thoughts on it?
Oh, yeah.
And I
Dope.
didn't realize you've never seen it until we were watching it together.
You've never seen that?
That's like an 80s anime. That's before my time, ain't it?
That was before my time too.
But you watch anime, so I figured you might have seen it.
But you probably grew up when it was still airing. Wait, aren't you and I the same age?
Yeah, I didn't grow up. It wasn't airing when I grew up.
No,
I read the manga.
Oh, okay.
I
you
was
had a
into the
different
manga.
access to anime than I did.
Yeah, we're watching. You were saying like, "Oh,
type
is
of
this gonna
access.
happen? Is that gonna happen?" I was
had
like,
library
"Holy shit, he's never seen
access.
this."
No, I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
Cool.
None
then.
of it.
But yeah,
I've heard about it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, but
That was one of the ones also that was
Classic.
popular in Japan, from what I've heard. Like that
Mhm.
one, Urusei Yatsura, because Urusei Yatsura doesn't have an English name, and that one was super popular in Japan. But anyways, it was cool. The animation was good. Like I said, I'm kind of overloaded on romances, so I don't know how much I'm hooked yet. I gotta see how I keep going.
I describe it as a action romance comedy. That's literally what it is. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's not so much. I mean, there's a romance focus, but it's not the main point, and it's extremely
the
drawn
overall.
out, slow burn kind of thing, where it's not. It's like Inuyasha romance vibes, kind of. That's how like drawn
Same
out
person,
it is.
Romeo
Kind of like
Takahashi.
a sign.
Same author.
But
yeah.
maybe the same creator.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As somebody who watched the original one and loves it, it's almost copy and paste from the same first episode for the most part. There's a couple things they add in, switched up things just a little bit, but it's pretty much the exact same.
Well, her hair is longer now. She got a whole ponytail. I think she just has
She always had a ponytail. They always had the.
Well, her hair is longer. I know her older hair is different. Her older hair.
Ramna's or Akane's?
Ramna's.
No, Ramna's hair is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the pigtail in the back. Yeah. And every now and then he'll take it out for whatever reason, but yeah, it's the same.
I saw a picture where it showed like the difference between his old
Akane's hair switches in this season, if I'm correct. It starts long and then it becomes short, and it stays short for the duration.
It's partway through the first season.
Yeah, where hair
it's very early on.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
but
I saw a picture that showed them side by side, and their hair was completely different from back. Yeah, like her hair is like red back in the day. Now her hair is like pink and like fluffed up and like
Yeah, they I guess did some pizzazz. Mappa did their thing to it. Yeah, it's pink now. It's not red like it was back in the day.
But yeah, the animation was great. The story, I'm not hooked yet. I got to give it 3 and see.
Dang,
so far, so good.
They made her hair pink and they reduced.
You see what I'm saying?
Eyes.
Yeah.
Yes,
it still looks good though when you're watching. Like it's bright, it's colorful. Mappa does the things with the action scenes, so they stand out a little bit more now. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't wait to meet. One thing she does well, the author, the creator, is make all these interesting characters. No matter what hijinks they get into, you can literally throw any one of them in that episode, and it's going to work perfectly and be absolutely hilarious. So I'm looking forward to see how Mappa handles this going forward. But I'm super excited for episode 2 because we should be meeting Kuno in episode 2. So if I'm correct, I think we meet Kuno in episode 2.
What else did we watch?
I know we watched those together this week because our episode 2s we're watching Wednesday this week.
Oh yeah, it was hard for me to hold up.
I know. That's why I
was sitting there and I was like, man, fuck Wednesday. I'm watching all of this. Literally, like
I've been watching. I watched a bunch of stuff. I've started watching episode 2s already. Like Healer, Do Over Damsel, I'll Become the Villainess. I'm really enjoying. Like you guys know, I was homesick, so like I binged like so 7 or 8 different series.
What did you watch that you didn't watch last week? That this was your first time watching, like the first episode, whatever. Like just so your takes on them.
So most of them,
that we didn't talk about last week. Mhm.
I watched
I
today.
don't think you and Mrs. Server. We didn't talk about that one much last week. We mentioned it.
I mentioned it.
But
Yeah, I watched both.
we mentioned it.
But you finally watched it because I was the one that watched it last week. You watched the first episode
Yeah.
this week. So what do you think of the
I
first
think
episode of that?
we mentioned Do Over Damsel. No, neither of you had watched that. And then the 365 Days to Wedding we mentioned, but no one had watched it. But I watched those.
And what are your thoughts on those?
So let's start with the 365 Days to the Wedding. Kind of just classic rom-com stuff. Basic summary. I didn't want to mention that, but two people, they're all part of like a traveling agency. They have a branch open in Anchorage, Alaska, and they're sending single people to it. So the two co-workers decide to get married because they don't want to go. They're both awkward.
Right.
The guy is shy and he doesn't want to go because he has his cat, and I adore that reason. He does not want to leave his cat. The girl just doesn't want to go. She's one of those ones that like looks mean, but she's actually really nice and it just has an inner monologue freaking out in her head 24/7. Kind of cute.
Mm-hmm.
So characters are good. I kind of found myself getting distracted while I was watching it. Maybe it was because it's not that interesting of a concept, to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
But I still liked the first episode. I enjoyed them, establishing the fake marriage, telling the coworkers, doing all this to try to figure out how to do this in their life now. But maybe the second episode will get better.
I watched the second episode today,
stuff.
Gabby. It gets more interesting.
Did you?
Yeah, some more
Okay, good.
story elements are coming into place, like kind of questioning themselves on like what's it mean to kind of be married and things like that, and not even thinking about the family aspect of things. And his father shows up.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, things are starting to get more interesting with the second episode, I'll say.
Okay, good. That might be the excitement that I need to move forward on that then. But overall, I guess a really good
okay
first
to drop
episode.
things too.
Oh
That's
yeah,
what I had to tell
I have
myself recently.
Yeah.
That one I mentioned last week about the dragon who gets reincarnated. Yeah, after the first episode, I dropped that. Like, yeah, I don't. I couldn't stand that. Yeah. So, what was that? Close that. Okay. I did watch Mile 2099 that aired this week. The first episode. I like it. It's about
Demon Lord 2009.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like the first episode. It has me.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, intrigued with the world building, everything about there was a world where there was years ago humans versus immortals, big war there.
Devil is a
big night.
part-timer. That's all it is. Devil is a part-timer, but he's not a part-timer.
No, he comes back thinking he is the ultimate demon lord, and he gets put in his place pretty quick. That no, things have changed, and you're not as good as you thought you were. And they get into the whole world. They get into some world building stuff. But I like the animation. I like the action. I'm intrigued. I'm interested into the characters. I want to see where it goes. So I'm definitely going to stick with this one for a while. Hopefully it gets better. But the first episode got me locked in. I'll definitely say that.
Oh, it was great. The animation was good. Yeah. It was hand drawn. It had a little bit cooler of a concept, but it's literally the same concept. Like he comes to another world, doesn't have all his powers, and then one of the people that he hasn't seen in all this time was still alive and was trying to be evil while he's gone. And now they're like, I'm going to be evil without you. And he's like, no, I'm the demon lord. Except in part-timer, he was able to whoop his ass and he joined his squad. And this one, he doesn't have any magic, so he wasn't able to join his squad. And he's like, what did he create? Like some like
matrix
items that can enhance your magic.
Yeah, like the world builder thing. Apparently, while the demon lord was quote unquote dead, our world and their world fused together somehow with some big cataclysmic kind of thing. So our technology blend with their magic. And so now like that just runs rampant everywhere. And without having the technology, he's kind of just ass out with everything. And it's like a chip called Familia that they put in the back of your necks. And now everybody in the world can use magic as long as they have that chip in. And they don't have to do like some of the incantations and all that kind of stuff. It cuts out like half the process of casting magic. We can just be like fire, boom, and it's fire. Stuff like that. Yeah, well, he has to go through the whole process.
Yes.
And he also, the guy who created, who was like one of his knights, he did it as a way that the demon lord can't get access to none of the tech. So he's like completely shut out of everything.
He already predicted that he may come back.
Aww.
Yeah.
He said, "We done with the '90s."
Straight up. But yeah, pretty good first
Move
episode. I would
on.
recommend it.
That one was dope.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
watched,
also which one you
go
got?
ahead. My
Noah?
bad. No, keep going. Keep
Okay.
going. I thought you were done.
The other first episode one I was able to watch this week was Yakuza Fiance.
Mhm.
And I
tell me about that.
freaking I need Gabby to watch this because I need to hear her
I'm
take
gonna
on
go
it.
watch it right
But
after we're done.
the first episode one, I wasn't sure how I was gonna like about the art style, but
Hentai animation again.
yeah, once you get into it though, like I liked it. It's colorful enough, it's interesting enough to be like its own little thing. I like it. And the story pretty much is her family has ties to a Yakuza family back in Tokyo. She's in Okinawa. Her grandfather makes a deal with them. Look, you need to get a man in your life, girl. Yada, yada, yada. We're going to send you out there. You're going to stay out there with them for a year. Come on, make it work so we can, we can be good out here. Make it work to his granddaughter. She's like, all right, grandpa, I'm going to go out there. She goes out there. She's a little worried because they're a Yakuza family. The guy's a nice dude that she's supposed to be getting engaged to. Real sweet guy, smiles, handsome. She gets to school. Some red flags start going off. One, people are looking at her side. All the women are looking at her kind of sideways, but mainly because he's pretty and he's hanging out with her type of deal. But he's giving red flag vibes. Like she noticed certain looks and gaze he has. Like, is he stable? Is everything okay? Until they go out one night. She goes to go do something. Some guys try to pick her up. Hey, yo, baby, yo, come with me. They drag her into an alley. He follows them down said alley and proceeds to beat the dog shit out of them badly, like in front of her, to the point where she's like, okay, that's enough. Relax. He's like, no, hold up. Then threatens them off like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your family, the whole 9 yards. What you trying to do? Don't ever look at her again. Don't speak nothing. Like he gets in his Yakuza bag and she's freaking out. Then he goes to tell her, yeah, I thought this was going to be a lot more fun. I thought you was kind of more my type, but you're boring as shit. So I'm not down with this. So go make me some money. You can stay around for the year if you want, but go sell your body. I don't care if you use vibrators or whatever you got to do. Go get my money and come back. Like he gets into the straight diabolical, the Yakuza mode, 100%. She freaks out, runs off for a couple of days, calls her grandfather. He like, look, just deal with that for a year, please. And then when it's done, just dump his ass. I don't care. Like, just put up with it. So she muscles the strength to come back. And he's like, oh, you back at school? And she comes back in on her full mob wife-ish and puts him in his place, put the bullies in the classroom in his place, and he falls so in love with her in that instant. Like, oh, you are the girl I've been looking for. Great. Like, you just have to watch it. It's so interesting, and I think it's going to be a super fun ride to watch all this play out. They have me sold off the first episode. Hopefully they can keep it up. So I suggest it right now. Yeah.
Go watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do want to hear your thoughts on that, Gabby.
You might get some live chat texts.
Oh, please. I'll just be up watching wrestling after this. So please send them away. Did you catch anything new this week, Noah?
Yeah, I saw what's it called? What's that one called? I just had it up. Where is it? I saw.
Did you catch anything else new, Gabby, while we're discussing this?
Do-Over Damsel was one I wanted to catch, but I didn't end up leaving on. And I liked the beginning of it because it falls into my typical trope of reincarnation rom-com kind of thing. But this time I'm gonna go with the villain because the main guy is actually an ass. And he's like a really weird evil one. And somehow the villain is not how he was in the past. Totally got him off guard. He's like a puppy dog. And it's really cute. I like the character development. It's got a really good animation style. Anyone that likes those webtoon reincarnated ones, I think is gonna love this. And I'm definitely gonna watch it all the way through.
I know you mentioned you watched the you liked the You Are Mrs. Servant one.
Oh, I'm in love with that.
Did you watch the second episode?
No, I'm going to watch the second episode. That's when I haven't yet.
I liked the first episode.
Uh-oh.
I'm not I feel like they're losing me with the second episode.
I'll have to tell you what I think after I watch it.
Yeah, like it wasn't hidden for me. Like,
is there something particular about it that you didn't like?
I think more so like I didn't see maybe it moved forward enough for me as far as their relationship. It's focused all around a dog. the whole episode. So
Okay, I'll check it out.
her issues with dogs and stuff like that. Like, just
Okay.
it wasn't a good follow-up episode, I think, from the first one to me, where I find
The first
myself
one
I
was
found
more
myself
emotional.
struggling to focus on it and pay attention to what was happening. Things I had to rewind it a couple times. It's like, did I just miss something? Hold on, let me run this back. It was difficult to hold my attention in that second episode, unlike
Okay.
the first one. So,
Gotcha.
yeah. Did you figure out what it was, Noah?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was just one of them, but it was called "Let the Grieving Soul Retire." That was one about
Yeah.
where the guy was basically the head of like a strong clan, and then he was signing up for this adventurers guild. And at the end of the episode, you find out the person who was signing up with everybody else was like the head of the clan. So that one was pretty cool. I'm gonna definitely watch it. Give it 3 episodes, and then season 2 of Aristocrat. I watched As I Reincarnated as Aristocrat. I will use my appraisal skill to rise in this world. And that one is so sick. He's got a wife now, and she's holding it down. She's like, everyone he picks up is super smart or super good or
I need to watch that first
high
season.
stat. So he's got this wife now who's just like really good at negotiations. And this one episode they had recently, they were trying to negotiate to help get someone to help them invade on this war they're going to do. And his wife was basically, who's like 13. They're both like 13, but it's like they're like aging as the show goes. And
Yeah.
his wife was in charge of negotiating, and she goes out there and she planned everything from the start and like gave him advice of how we're gonna lowball him, and that's gonna make him think that when we give him the price we actually intended, you know what I mean? He's gonna be getting a deal off on us. And then somebody burst out and like ruined the plan halfway through, but she had even thought of that, so she put that in her plans too. And it was like there's some really good mind games going on in that show, and it's mostly like political, but it's such a good story it's such a good concept for an isekai. So that one I'm really enjoying. And then Blue Box, y'all need to watch. Gabby, you definitely need to watch. That's
I
definitely
meant to
gonna be
watch
up there
those this
for
weekend, but
romantic.
I got distracted, so I
Okay.
wasn't able to catch up. But yeah, so the
That one is
next episode
dope.
was good for Blue Box.
There's 3 out now. That
Right.
one was super. That is super dope. And honestly, if it didn't have the sports aspect, I probably wouldn't watch it. But the sports aspect is what's keeping me in, because they're both striving to make their dream. And then one of the girl who's like the ace of the basketball team, who the guy likes, was going to move away. And apparently her mom was on the basketball team with his mom, like they're alumni of the school they're going to. And he decided that he just started badminton, but he decided he's going to get to nationals. So what's urging him to work harder to get to nationals is that the girl he likes is also trying to get to nationals. So they're kind of like working off each other's energy. But then she announces that she's going to leave and go abroad for some family reason. And he realizes like, yo, like, that's not what you want to do. I know basketball, you're at the gym first and you're at the gym last. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you want to do. Like, you're Kobe, basically. And so he goes to tell her this thoughtful stuff at the end of the first episode. And then she's like, oh, actually, after he finishes, I'm not going abroad. And he's like, well, damn, I just embarrassed myself. And she's like, I'm staying with some acquaintances. So he's like, okay, well, that's good. Weight off my shoulder. He goes home. Turned out she's staying with him. So because his family or his moms were acquainted, she's allowing her to stay with them and continue to play basketball in Japan. So now they're just
Oh, I
working off of each
love this
other.
situation.
And now they're working off of each other, trying to get better at their sport. And it's really good. The character's really good. Like I said, I like normal romances with like normal stories. So all the characters are super normal and wholesome. So that one is definitely highly recommended. I predict it'll be on the
check it out.
Anime Awards. And Uzumaki's 3rd episode dropped. That was, again, the whole episode. I'm just like, huh? What?
What is going on?
The studio director said that it got screwed over.
I saw that, yeah.
By animation.
I was about to ask your thoughts on it since you've seen the episode. Do you agree with them saying they got screwed over?
There's some 3D in it.
I didn't see anything about that.
There's 3D in it. It's hard to notice that with the 3D because it's black and white, which I think they know. but there's some good amounts of 3D in it that's not necessary, I guess. But it didn't take away from anything because the show's not real fast moving. That's why I feel like a lot of people are complaining just to complain, because the story is just a creepy story. It's not about movement. It's about like one character walks in this room, or this disgusting slime is rolling up a wall or something. Like, you don't need great animation for that. I prefer it not be CG, but that hasn't taken every week. I'm like, for the last 3 days, I'm like, is it out? Is it out? Is it out? Because I don't know why. That shit has got me hooked. It's so good. So yeah.
It's very good. You should watch it, Sin.
Definitely. I think it's only gonna be 4 episodes.
Only 4 episodes?
I think so.
That means you should definitely watch it all.
I see what you're trying to do, Gabby. I see what you're trying to do.
I don't think it'll mess with
that.
The 3rd episode is definitely the creepiest episode, but I don't think
that doesn't help. See, no one's not helping.
I'm not trying to convince you to either side. I'm just saying, realistically, I don't think it would be like, I can't be in your head, so I don't know. But it's not that creepy.
I will leave it up. I will leave it up to the comments. If people want me to watch this freaking thing, I will watch the first episode with them in the Discord together. I will at least do the first one if we get enough comments saying they would like me to watch this thing.
They're going to
comment on anything. Please make it this.
I'm about to go on some pseudo accounts
right now.
I love being this person.
I'm about to go on some pseudo accounts and comment.
The warden at
I'm about to go on the Discord.
See, go ahead.
My Hero has ended, and dang it, I want to talk about it because Gabby knows what happened. But
no, I don't. I haven't finished it yet.
No, yes, she has.
The anime.
Oh, the anime.
You know what happened?
No, she hasn't finished the anime either. We were talking about it before you got in.
No, but you read it, so you know what happened.
I haven't finished reading it yet.
Yeah, but you've passed this point in the manga. This point in the manga where we are is the fight between Toga and Uraraka.
Oh, that part. Yes. Okay.
So,
and their whole conclusion and stuff like that. So you know what happened there.
Yeah.
Next weekend we can have next episode we can have that discussion. Next weekend I'm going to watch the whole thing because it'll all be out by then, and I could. Watch it.
Honestly, we could, but we're gonna have to put a spoiler tag, and that's what I say when you put the like timestamps in the thing. That's when people can be able to say, "Yo, we about to talk about this." So 10-second in advance warning. You can now skip until the next timestamp you don't want to hear, and we can talk about what happened.
It's only episode 3. We're getting it all together. You know what I mean?
It's
new.
Throwing ideas out there.
No, and I'm with you.
Great so far.
I'm with you. So we will work on that, get that together because I do need to learn how to do the timestamps just to make it easier for people watching and maybe want to hit a specific thing. I need to learn how to do that and get better at that. So I will work on that this week. But continue.
Heard. And then, other than that, Mecha Ude was super good. Episode 2.
Oh my!
Super loving.
I love that.
You watched it finally?
Yes, and once I realized that these cute little mecha things had personalities and voices of their own, I am in this forever.
The girls one is Gojo's voice actor.
I know.
Yeah.
I like that they come out of her thighs. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, his is in his hoodie.
I was like, hold on. Wait a second.
So yeah, that one is super sick. The animation is great. I'm loving where it's going.
It's really pretty too.
And then next week we can talk about Dan Machi too. But I rewatched the episode because I fell asleep on it. And I realized that at the end of this, spoiler alert, but not a big spoiler, so I don't care. The little tavern girl who's liked Belle this whole time. You know, the girl who worked at the coffee shop?
Sylph,
Seer, where Ryu also works.
Yeah.
That's where Ryu also works. But she now asked Belle out on a date, but she had to go to Freya and talk.
I saw the first episode. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so at the end of the episode, we find out that Freya says to her, if Belle finds out what you really are, then you have to forget about him forever. Yeah, and we're like, well, what the hell is Seer?
Exactly.
I thought she was
I didn't realize that was her on the cover art for the season. I didn't realize that was her for season 5 of Daimachi. Yeah, I think that's her. Yeah, I didn't put 2 and 2 together until the episode started going. I was like, holy shit, that's okay. So she's the focal point of this season, the damsel in distress this season. Right. Like, okay, I didn't see this coming. Interesting.
Possibly, if it's gonna be 12 episodes or 24, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
But,
so that was an interesting twist. Yeah.
I also think I'm wondering, is he gonna be like? I can't say too much because Gabby hasn't seen it all. Is he gonna be like Rudius? Because there is no reason to say that. There's no reason for Ryu to show her unless the writer is just pulling out heartstrings for no freaking reason, which these type of writers love to do.
Yeah.
But they're little horny bastards. But there's no reason for Ryu, because like they had this whole scenario, she couldn't look him in the eyes anymore because he had to give her
I know, and I
when she was naked.
Yeah.
She was like all nervous and was very wholesome. And then now they're going on a date. She asked Ryu if she could go and be like, I don't want to upset you because I know you and Belle might be close now, but I'm about to ask him out. You know what I'm saying?
I really wish Gabby had seen
walked
this.
away from everything. Bro, I'm telling you, I think you'll like it.
Yeah, like
it's a little smutty, but you'll like it. I honestly think you will. I wouldn't suggest you something that I don't think you would like.
Yeah, action scenes in it are top tier. Like when Belle gets to going, they don't be playing.
Oh,
yeah,
it's cool because he's not. It's a fantasy where he's not even close to the strongest character, so he's got a lot of like grinding to do. But he's still really cool.
Oh yeah,
he's just not.
I like him a lot. I like him a lot as a main character. He's just a genuine, just all around, just genuine, nice, cool dude who just wants to be an adventurer and just get better at it. Like he's just, and his supporting cast around him, they're all great. They just love Belle. He's just
Captain
a cool little dude.
Yeah.
He's just a good little dude.
So yeah, that was dope. And I'm catching up on 7 Deadly Sins, the end season. I need to see this fight with Lancelot and King Arthur. And apparently that happens next season. So season 2's been looking good towards the end of it.
I'm getting there.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
That sounds like those are our weeklies for the week. So okay, cool. We can go ahead and get ready to wrap this up. But let me just let y'all know before we get out of here that we have Extra Life coming up the first weekend of November. That is when myself, the Loading Snacks team, and possibly these two individuals here will be doing something where we're streaming games for 24 hours to raise money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. I personally will be playing for Johns Hopkins in Baltimore. Usually a couple years ago, we did a straight 24 hours from 8 to 8. Past 2 years, we've broken that up. So now on Fridays, we do 8 hours, Saturday 8 hours, and Sunday 8 hours, with stipulations where if we hit certain dollar amounts, we will extend it to another hour and such. We'll be doing, I think, we're doing something with hot, spicy sauces or something when we hit certain dollar marks this year. We're putting the finishing touches on those, and we put out the schedule of the games that we are playing very soon. So look forward to that. Join us on that weekend and help us raise money for a great cause and just have a great time. Watch us play games and be idiots for 3 days straight. Should be a good time for you all. But until next week, you know where to find us Thursday nights in the Discord watching Rainbow currently right now, and Wednesday evenings, 8-ish, watching our weeklies, which are, what are the weeklies again, Noah? They're Don, Bleach, Kenshin, Ranma, 7 Deadly Sins. All right, help me now.
It's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I don't remember them all.
Yeah. We have a bunch of them. ReZero, yes.
We watching some stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot. Like I said, that's usually around 8 o'clock on Wednesday, so feel free to join the Thriller Park channel on Discord. Join us, have a good time watching and talking some anime. So until next week, we will catch you later. So until then, deuces.
Bye.
Peace.
Loading Snacks.